So, Mississippi is currently battling in the Supreme Court for the right to ban abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. This is a case that could potentially completely undermine Roe v. Wade and be a complete devastating blow to women's reproductive rights in this country. While reading up about this case, I came across a rather interesting piece of information that I'd like to make this video be the focus on. Mississippi, Louisiana are among the states with most children living in poverty, and the article states that the child poverty rate in Mississippi is 28.1%, with a total of 192,413 children living in poverty in the state. You see, this is what I love about all of these right-wingers who virtue signal about how they're pro-life, supposedly. We care about the life of this unborn baby. Oh, do you? Then why do you not give a single solitary shit about the baby the minute it is born? You care oh so much when it's inside the body of the person who is pregnant with it, and if the person who is pregnant with it decides not to go through with the pregnancy, it is cause for outrage for you people. But it seems like the moment it is born, at the drop of a hat, you just stop caring. You don't care about the living conditions it is brought into. You don't care about the financial situation the parents may be in when that child is born. You don't care about if maybe the parents are not even fit to raise a child in the first place, or they're not even ready to raise a child yet, and as a result that child lives in an awful home with awful parents. Bear in mind that these are reasons among so many others that factor into why one chooses to have an abortion in the first place. Birthing a human into this world is a life-altering event that comes with so many new responsibilities and sacrifices one may not be ready for at this current point in time. And if one decides that they're not ready to bring another human into this world, then I fully support their decision to abort the baby. I'd rather that unborn child be spared of a potentially hard and awful upbringing with parents or a parent just barely scraping by to put food on the table and maintain a roof over their heads, because perhaps their pregnancy or their partner's pregnancy interfered with their ability to finish their education, thus rendering them incapable of attaining a job with adequate pay and benefits. And I don't want to hear about adoption and foster homes either. A Johns Hopkins University study surveyed a group of foster children in Maryland, and they concluded that children in foster care are 4 times more likely to be sexually abused than children who do not live in these homes. Not to mention, if one grows to an age where they're fully cognizant and they're still in one of these homes, think of the hurt they must feel. Oh, my real parents didn't want me, so they dumped me here when I was born. Yeah, I'm sure that does wonders for a child's mental health. The bottom line is, many of these people who claim to be pro-life don't actually care about the child's life whatsoever. They only care about stifling women's reproductive rights. If this country actually did give a shit about reproductive rights, more women in this country would have better access to contraceptives. About 19 to 20 million women in this country live in areas that lack reasonable access to health centers that provide contraceptives, and about 1.2 million of those women live in areas that do not have such health centers at all. So when you see that the odds are so severely stacked against women when it comes to their own bodily autonomy, you begin to realize, hopefully at least, why so many women choose to get abortions. And of course, things like birth control and condoms can fail. Maybe it doesn't happen that often, but it can still happen. These are not 100% surefire ways to prevent one from getting pregnant. Accidents happen, and an unwanted pregnancy can result from that happening. But maybe, just maybe, if more women in this country had adequate access to contraceptives, maybe we would see a decrease in the number of women choosing to get abortions. If pro-lifers really did care as much for the lives of unborn children as much as they claim to, you would think they would address these types of issues and would want solutions to be made when it comes to these types of issues. Because after all, if a woman had better access to contraceptives in this country, they would be less likely to be in a position where they would have to get an abortion in the first place. No-brainer. But they don't do that. Instead, they go after organizations like Planned Parenthood, whose main bread and butter isn't even abortions like these people like to make you think, but instead STD testing and treatment. They provide birth control, cancer screening and prevention, hormone therapy. This is an actual beneficial resource women can go to to ensure that they're less likely to have an unwanted pregnancy and thus be less likely to get an abortion and just maintain good care of their health in general. But shh, no, we don't talk about that. Planned Parenthood is evil. They kill babies. Yeah, totally. Let's go with that talking point. At the end of the day, pro-lifers do not actually care about unborn babies. The only thing they actually do care about is controlling what a woman can and can't do with her own body. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And on top of that, it's also disgusting that so many cis men think they actually have a say in this. You're not the one that bears the child. You're not the one that makes the painful decision to terminate the fetus that is developing inside of your own body. So shut the fuck up. And Mississippi, if you do indeed win this case, I highly doubt you're gonna do anything when it comes to you being #1 in child poverty. But hey, at least you'd be able to ban women from having an abortion after a certain point at your one abortion clinic in your entire state. Abortion is one of those open and shut topics for me. Either you're for it or you're against basic human rights. And if you're the latter, by all means, fuck off from this channel because I want fuck all to do with you. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.